to the Cavalier Corner, a show in which we'll be discussing all kinds of fun topics related to student life. My name is Giuliana.
And I'm Camille, and today with us we have a special guest.
Yes. So,
Should I introduce
yes, introduce yourself, please.
My name is Yohannes Girma. I'm a student at Jccc. I'm also the president of Black Student Union, and I'm very excited to be here. And yeah, I'll tell you guys more about me as we proceed.
All right, awesome. So before we go all in details with so many questions, let's start off with an icebreaker. Okay, so my first question is, describe the worst movie you've ever watched.
See, and that was the question that I was like, what is it? And I'm really bad at these questions because I can't remember, but I will tell you a show that I hate to this day, that I think brings no value to anyone watching it, and that is The Bachelor.
Oh,
It's pretty pointless. I Googled it, and after a couple of months, most of them get divorced. Like through 20 years of that show, no one actually stays together. So I think it's doing harm to the people in the competition and also the people viewing it. It gives them like this fancy lifestyle. So it's like a lose-lose situation. Like nobody's winning except the people making the money.
oh my God. Uh, this is so funny because I remember watching The Bachelor or The Bachelors only when I was like younger, like maybe when I was 16, 15, that age group. And it seems like entertainment. But the older and the more mature I got, every time I see it, I was like, I will agree, this to me is completely pointless. But it's not, as what my mother would say, not everything on television is for, a learning purpose. Some is really for entertainment, but
Definitely. You reminded me of another like reality TV show that I used to watch, which is also pretty pointless, which is Married at First Sight. Well, it's
I mean,
basically two strangers, and they kind of like take a personality test and all that, and they're like experts that match them up together, and they get married like immediately when they meet each other. They meet each other at their wedding day, and then they go on like a honeymoon, and I think it's like, I don't know, they follow them around for like a month and a half or two, and it try to see like if their relationship's gonna work, and they have like relationship counseling and everything. It's just like, I mean,
worse.
none of them, they all wait for like a year to get a divorce, because it just doesn't work.
you know what? That's what's not to do. Let's say that. That is the lesson of what not to do. And I guess the what they're trying to get to you is to make sure that you and your partner, have certain roots and foundation before you take that leap. So
I don't want to dwell on this, but like who actually goes into it thinking it's gonna work out? Like I feel bad for the contestants. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Oh my God, well, thank you for that. It just reminded me of so much of my high school or my childhood, that pre-teen, post-teen kind of phase where you were just really watching and observing a lot of things. It reminds me of that. All right, so my next icebreaker is, if you could be in the Guinness Book of World Records, what record-breaking feature would you attempt?
Have you guys seen the guy on TV? Like there's like two bridges, and the only thing that's connecting them is like a thin rope, and walks on that thin rope from one bridge to the other. And it was in like live TV on ABC News a couple of years ago, and he was holding something too, and he was like slowly walking on like a thin rope across a bridge. And if he falls, he's done. He's done. But he did it. It was live TV, people watching him, and he did it. And I was like, wow, that is living life. So, if I ever had the courage that he had, I would probably want to attempt that. I don't necessarily want to make the rope thin, but I want to make the distance longer. That's the only thing. And I just feel like after I accomplish that, I feel like I would have lived. And if I don't, then I don't. You know what I mean?
Ooh, ooh,
Nice.
ooh. No, I would go for something simple. That is just too much for me. Like, I'm a nerve wreck. Well, thank you very, 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 very much for participating. I truly appreciate it. And we kind of learned a little bit about everyone when we asked some crazy questions.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much for coming here. I know that I didn't even tell you thank you before I start going into my icebreaker, but thank you very much. We truly appreciate you
No
tuning
problem.
in with us. All right. So you said you are the president of the Black Student Union. What is the Black Student Union?
Black Student Union is an organization on campus that is focused on enhancing the and preserving the history of African Americans and just making them feel more connected on campus. Um, and we it's primarily focused on African Americans' history through games, getting to know each other, games, and other cool stuff like events. But it's really for everyone. A lot of people have this assumption that if they're not Black or African American, they can't join. That's not true. We have had members of all different races, but our main focus is uplifting and enhancing the lives of the times the lives of minorities on campus to make their experiences better through games, events. We had a lot of cool events, and just talking, discussion, just to it's that place that we can come and talk about, you know, our struggles, some of the problems we have, or just be together. It's like a group of friendship that it really can enhance the experience at the college, not just like friend wise, but mentally, and through that their education actually becomes better. They feel more accepted. So that's our main goal, and I'm really proud to be in it.
Awesome, awesome. So how long has the Black Student Union been a part of JCCC?
The Black Student Union was formed in 2016. Um, which is, I think, pretty early. It hasn't been active for a super long time, but in that short time we've had a lot of cool stuff, which I'm sure I'll tell you later on. But yeah, so what is it, 2021 now? I So about 5 years, and I've been active since 2018. I was like on and off at the beginning. I just came here and there, and then I still remember the first meeting I went to first, but the first couple of meetings I went to, and then slowly I became a part of it, and then now here I am, president. So it's a short time, but I think it's really made an impact.
That is very beautiful. So basically, you're the granddaddy of BSU. You've been there since 2018. You're probably the oldest member right now.
Yeah, I look back, and all the other people that was with me when I joined have moved on. The Actually, the president, his name was Jalen. He was with me when I initially started, but he resigned last year. So he was the closest that we still try to keep in touch. But I am the one that is the last surviving member. And
Remember, they did not die.
yeah, well, okay, I should have said that. Thanks for the correction. The
You're
last member on campus that still goes to JCC. But after this semester, I will join that group, and I will
Ascensive different
yeah,
pastors, huh?
but I'll still look back as one of, just JC's most impactful things I've done. Black Student Union here, so I'm very proud of that. But I think all things has come to an end.
That is true. Well, I do know Jalen. Like he was a student life ambassador as well. So I'm pretty much he's persuaded me in a million occasions, Camille, you need to come, but it always conflicts with schedule. My next question is, I heard you talked about events. Could you expound on some of the events that you guys have had in the past and for the past year?
All right, sure. Let me start off with a long time ago, as far back as I can remember. I can't tell you, the events we had before I was here, but I can tell you since I was here. The really huge events that I remember is having Sharice Davis come. I think she just got elected, and she made history. Being elected, and she came to JCC and she gave a huge speech, and it was really amazing. And the cool thing about Sharice Davis that a lot of people don't know is she actually went to JCCC, and then I think she went to UMKC, and then she went to Cornell, or I think I think that's how it went. But the big thing is she went to JCCC, so she was an alumni. So there was connection with the students. She wasn't just another student, and she came and she spoke, and you could tell them at a lot of these people there was a line of students that were asking pictures, and people talking to her, asking her questions. It was just a really impactful thing that Black Student Union was able to do. And the really impactful thing about it was not a lot of events like this happen. Not a lot of people would bring Sharice Davis to JCC. So it was a really good opportunity for the students to connect with people, and just to see that there is success on the other side after going to JCC. And it was really cool that she was an alumni, and that was a really cool event that we had the collab field. And after that, the one that like sticks to my mind and I will remember until I die, and even if I die, until my soul leaves, evaporates.
You have obsession with death.
is it just happened last year, which was Kevin Wilmot. And if you guys don't know, I'm sure you guys
Star
know.
Wars. I've heard this story before.
Yeah, Kevin Wilmot. He's he works at KU. He's a film screenwriter, and he does a lot of things involving film. He's won many awards. He's worked with Spike Lee, and Spike Lee worked on great movies. And he also directed what's it, Black Klansman. Yeah, that movie. And that movie I think made a couple of millions. But he came to JCCC and he spoke, and I remember when he said yes, I was like, yes, let's go. We had the flyers posted everywhere. Everybody came to the collab. The collabs there, I don't think there was enough seats, so people were like standing at the back. It was just a lot of people. I even got overwhelmed. I was doing the intro and I kind of misspoke, but it doesn't matter. He did a cool presentation, and we actually gave him a tour beforehand, and he said JCC was a really cool place. Now, I think he said the coolest place he's been to, or he said a really cool thing about us. And the cool thing about him was he was another motivation, for people to see a man of color having succeeded. It just did a lot good things to the community, to JCC in general. And it wasn't just for students. It wasn't just for color students. It was for literally any students to see that, there was that success. They could see him, they could relate to him. They were asking him questions. And, I'm just so glad that we were able to have this sort of impact. I had facility staff people coming to thank me for the event. I had students, and not just me, even our advisors and the other members. A lot of people were thanking us, and you don't really realize how big of an impact it was until you just kind of take a seat back and really think about it. What, like, he's a guy, he's a man of color coming to speak at Jccc, a really motivational speech. He talked about how he worked 9 years on one film, and students can relate. I feel like a lot of people drop out of majors, or don't continue because they think it's impossible. They think they don't see what they can be or what they can achieve, and having that person who has succeeded right there in front of them, just gives them that little boost. All right, maybe this is for me. Yeah. So, and I'm so glad that we were able to do that. It was just an honor to have Kevin Wilmot, and okay, and then this year, with Zoom, everything happening, we were like, you gotta be kidding me. What are we gonna do? But we still were not done. We don't back down. So we thought about who we could bring, and just for Black History Month, we brought in Glenn North. Glenn North is an amazing author, poet. He's won many awards. He's also an activist, and he works with young children, to help them out. And he's just an amazing person. And he came, he spoke, and it went great. We talked about how his art can help people time of need. He talked about social justice, and we had a lot of emotional people on the chat. And for a second, I saw one person crying, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, is she all right? And she was just so moved. And if we had one more person on that Zoom call, it was gonna blow up. We had about 115, and
that's one of the most successful Zoom event at JUCO. And I just want to know what you guys do, because I'm hosting events and I can't get that turnout. I don't know.
You gotta have Kathy. She's the advisor, and she's the one who emailed like 100 professors. And she did a lot of work, including the other advisors. But Kathy, she just really went ham. And if it wasn't for her, hands down, easily we wouldn't have got the people we would have got.
Well, that is very nice. I was at the previous with Glenn North. I was at that event, and I was like, wow, I need to purchase his book.
Yeah.
It was very great.
Yeah, I was also there, and I could really say it was an amazing event. It was really inspiring. The poems were amazing. Yeah, it was really emotional. Yeah, like you said, I saw a lot of people there that were just tearing up, and it was great. It really hit very deep, like what he was saying, his message. It was amazing. So that was an amazing event, and I'm so glad that I was able to join it, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad you guys joined it. So that's pretty much all the events we had. I know they are huge and spectacular, and nobody can compete. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to say nobody.
You just want to go off now, right?
Nah.
You want to know? I might have Patrick Mahomes on my next event. Just putting it out there.
I don't know about that.
I tried doing that. I was like, what if we put Patrick Mahomes and said he'll probably come? Would that give us a better turnout?
You could do like Mahomes, but bring his brother.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
And when they come, it's like, well, we said Mahomes, we didn't say which one.
Yeah, that is correct. So, but don't do that. That's trickery and.
So, guys, if I ever get in trouble, well, Yohannes was the one who told me to do it. There, I got evidence.
Yeah, but you're the one who did it, so don't look. I'm just here doing my thing. I'm out here helping.
Do we want to go into the legal part aspect of this?
No, we do
it is
not.
more. Okay.
It's not.
But yeah, that's the events we've had. I hope that answered your question. It was a long answer, but it needed to be. It needs to be a long answer. We can't summarize that in 2 sentences.
Moving on from events. So with all the great things that you guys are doing, how can students contact the Black Student Union?
A great way to do that is on Get Involved. If they just go on Get Involved and they type, on the club's search bar, Black Student Union, and click on our club, it tells you how to get in contact with us. Basically, you would be emailing me or any of our other advisors. But is it? Do you guys just want me to tell you my email right now, just in case you're interested?
Yeah, we can do that.
You can
All
also
right.
put it on the description as well. Well, we're gonna put it on the description as well, and the Get Involved links and everything. So yeah.
But
All right.
still, go ahead.
All right. So my email is ygirma@jccc.edu. You can email me. I'll get back to you. I try to respond. Sometimes I don't respond quite on time, but email me if I see a person who's interested and my eyes light up, and I go to that email. So, definitely get in contact with us, and we're not done, even though there's 2 semesters left. I mean, not two, like 2 months left. We're still trying to go ham. And we have plans. We have plans to go big.
Okay, so my next question for you is, I'll have 2 questions. The first one is, when do you guys meet? What day, time, and how?
Right. That's a very great question, Camille. So we meet on Wednesdays at 1:00, and it's on Zoom. Not 1 at nighttime, 1 p.m. and right after lunchtime. So we're not trying to meet when everyone's sleeping, but we meet at 1:00, and yeah, that's the time you can join us. If you can't do that time, but if you're still interested, just email me. We're still trying to do other events. That's because we know not everyone fits that category that time. So email me. We'll figure something out. Even just to chat. Even if you're interested, I can do a one-on-one with you. And we're still trying to do other events, like maybe movie nights. Yeah. We also have on Get Involved. We also have Monday study nights for any student that wants to study. It just helps people stay accountable. It's so hard to study on Zoom. It's so easy to get distracted. But if you have somebody else on the screen, it can be pretty easy. So another way you guys can get in contact with us is on Get Involved. Just look at the events, and there's going to be an event for Black Student Union Monday study nights, and that runs from 6 to 8. And yeah, so those are ways that you can get times when we meet. But if you can't meet at the time, just get in contact with me, and we'll figure something out.
Definitely. And we'll also put all the links for all the events that we can find for the Black Student Union down on the description of this episode. Thank you so much, Yohannes, for joining us and talking about the Black Student Union and all the awesome things you guys are doing. I guess my last question is do you have anything that you'd like students to know? Anything else to add?
Yeah, sure. The one thing I'd like to say is kind of emphasize that this club is literally for everyone. I know it might seem when people, it's easy to assume, and to be honest, I thought that initially because I'm African. Like I came here when I was like 8 years old, and I was like, does that fit me? But literally, it's for everyone. Our main purpose is, specifically about Black Student Union, but we have games, social games, history, great events. And if you're just in it for the cause and the idea, then come on over. We like any support that we can have. And we're still trying to go strong, and I kind of hope that every student who is hearing this, or any faculty, has a good day. I think that's pretty much it.
Thank you very much.
I think I ran out of things to say, but yeah, I'm very proud to be in BSU. Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Thank you very much, Yohannes. It was a pleasure having you.
Definitely.
Thanks. I mean, so short. I would have loved to speak some more, but yeah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Definitely. Thank you for joining us. And as always, as I've said, I'm sure we've always said a million times, get involved at Jccc is the platform where you can find all of our clubs and definitely all the events for the Black Student Union. We put up all the links, and we are Jccc Student Life on Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Take care.